We're back. It's Monday. Brenton just got in. We already got the engine and the trans in the car and started getting some stuff buttoned up. We got the front coilovers in, but Brenton's gonna give you a little bit of the info of what we're gonna work on today.
So Mike's already done a bunch of work, thank goodness. We're gonna tackle the fuel system that Holly sent us. It's a brand new fuel system, a twin pump setup, something I haven't seen before. They actually got a pump on each side of the tank. So once we get into that, we'll see how that goes. A brand new Gen 5 3-liter Whipples over there, color matched to the wheels. So it's the first one of these I've actually seen in person. Super impressed right off the bat. The kit looks really complete, thorough, really nice. So looking forward to putting that on. I think AAD's coming.
Yeah, AAD should be out here in a little bit.
Zach or Parker or maybe both of them, I don't know.
I think it's just gonna be Zach. Parker was gonna try and come out,
Okay.
but they're moving machines today back at the factory in Kansas City.
So they're driving here from Arizona, I think Phoenix.
Yep.
And he's gonna assist in putting the control arms on. So that's pretty cool. I've never actually met him before. So looking forward to that. The engine's basically in.
And some harness stuff maybe we want to button up before we set the blower on, but other than that, it should be just about ready.
Yeah, so we got the cool stuff to do.
So waiting for all the fun stuff, so let's get to it.
Yeah, here we go.
So as always, it's really good to have Brenton out from Forza Tuning and Performance. He is an expert when it comes to the Hellcats. He knows everything about them, so just having him here and having him an extra set of hands to help makes a huge difference.
You guys brought us a catch can, right?
I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really did.
Oh my god. I was just looking, we're like, we don't have a catch can. And they're like, look on the site.
Mike. Hi, I'm Zach.
Nice to meet
Charlie.
you.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
And then we also had Zach out here from AAD, and he has a Mopar background, so he's pretty familiar with the platform. They know all like the little tricks and stuff that you wouldn't necessarily know if you're not working on them every single day. So just having them here with that knowledge, and then just having 4 extra hands to help piece this build together with our tight time frame, it was a huge help.
Different this time as far as color, because usually we always send you guys black stuff. That's all black, but all these should be our blood red.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
I just want to do something different. Let it stand out a little bit
Well,
more.
our red accents are literally just calipers,
Yeah.
so that's actually pretty cool. And our dress
These look
vest.
sick in red.
Whoa.
Those ones look good in red. All right, so these are going to be our adjustable rear upper control arms here. This is our rear upper adjustable camber arm and rear upper adjustable trailing arm. If you put these pieces side by side, you can see the stock units compared to our units here. These come with just a standard rubber bushing in them, which under hard acceleration, especially these cars, make a ton of power. They will deflect, and over time they'll crack and deform. We run a polyurethane bushing in both ends, so it stiffens up the bushing side of it, but it's not going to affect the ride quality of the vehicle anymore. These are adjustable with our tab system here. This is unique to our arms. Instead of a standard threaded Heim joint, here we're using our tabs. Each one of these tabs, the tabs are physically the same size, but the hole moves within the tab, which is what adjusts the camber in the arms. These are made out of 6061 billet aluminum, all manufactured here in the USA. Anodizing, everything. Almost everything you see here is made in-house, except for obviously the fasteners. These are all laser tabbed to be precise. As you can see, these are in our blood red. We offer them in a few different colors, but we decided to bring the blood red option this time. All right, so here we have our rear lower trailing arms. This is going to be a stock one. This is going to be ours. Obviously, you can see the sizable difference in the thickness of it. They do weigh just a hair more than the stock ones, but these have a tendency to bend or break under hard acceleration or launches. These right here, again, we're getting rid of the stock rubber bushing in them, and these actually have our Spiriflex joint in them. Spiriflex joint is very similar to a Heim joint, but without all the drawbacks of a Heim where they squeak or bark or crack. Teflon impregnated Delrin crown in them, around a 17.4 stainless ball, backed up by custom-made Smalley wave springs. These are 100% maintenance free. You don't need to lubricate them. You don't need to do anything to them because they self-lubricate with the Teflon inside the dowel ring. 100% completely rebuildable part. We don't say they're a forever joint, although in the last 11 years that they've been out, we've never had to rebuild a set of them. Let's go ahead and get these ones put on the car to match all the other arms. So we're gonna be installing our wheel hop eliminator kit in blood red, as well as our front upper adjustable control arms. Starting with the rear, they're gonna be rear upper adjustables. We'll be able to take the camber out of the car that these cars have a really bad issue with, especially when you lower them, so we can get a nice contact patch on the ground, help eliminate the wheel hop in the rear end, which usually breaks drive shafts or the CV half shafts. We're gonna stiffen up the lower trailing arms to keep them from flexing under a hard launch where they wanna walk forward in the wheel well. And then in the front, we're gonna be doing our upper adjustable control arms, same Spearflex joints in those. We'll be able to get, since we're gonna be lower in the car, we're gonna be able to get the camber back into spec in the front end to make sure that it's handling driving down the road the way that it should.
All right, well, let's get them in. Yeah.
So a little side-by-side comparison of a factory cast arm as compared to our 6061 billet aluminum arms. Very similar to the rear trailing arms, same joint, same material. The only difference is up here, instead of a grease ball joint like you get on a factory style arm, this has a Teflon lined spherical bearing in it. You're able to rebuild them, so you can just push them out, push a new one back in it. We make the stainless ball stud in-house. Again, all of these, all the 17.4 stainless balls for the Spearflex as well, tabs, all that. So very similar to the rear setup. All the tabs can work in front and rear arms or the toe link arms. So there's no need to buy, you know, a whole bunch of different types of tabs. They all work across all of our platforms, whether it's a Charger Challenger, Mustang, Camaro, Bronco, any of our parts, all the tabs work across. So now let's get them thrown on the car.
First look.
Freaking badass.
Look at that thing. 4,000.
Yeah.
We got it? We'll drop that thing. Look at that. Looks good. Look at the color match, dude, with the wheels.
I know, that's sick.
Haha. It's like we planned it.
Pretty cool.
Is that the first one you've seen?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yep. I know exactly why he has to put that on there. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, wow. It's like, look at all the meat.
Mm-hmm.
No worries.
There's instructions right here, I guess.
Part of it. Cool, that's a full kit. Like it has the fuel rails, it has everything.
It's next level.
Sheesh. Look at that thing.
It's pretty cool.
All right, guys, what we got here is Whipple's brand new Gen 5 3-liter Whipple, and we have a Red Eye Demon 2.7-liter blower. So this is the first one I've seen in person, so we've got it out of the box. I've kind of done a quick initial inspection. I've briefly looked over the instructions, so we're gonna kind of look at the differences between the two, and I'm gonna show you some features that this Whipple has that are really pretty impressive. So this is essentially exactly how it comes in out of the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off this so we can look at inside of it. It only comes with 4 bolts, and they're just barely on. It's basically set up exactly like a stock Hellcat Supercharger, where it's the twin screw. It's got the heat exchangers up top instead of down at the bottom. right off the bat, some things I want to show you are they utilize the same bypass valve, which is actually a throttle body off a 4-cylinder car. So exactly the same one, relatively the same location. But the first thing I noticed are these massive intercooler bricks. Full CNC billet end tanks on both sides. These things are absolutely huge. So right off the bat, this is going to be a dramatic advantage over what the stock Hellcat Supercharger. And there's some details that I see in this that I'm going to show you here in a second. But one other thing right off the bat is we got a twin inlet and outlet setup versus the stock Supercharger has one inlet and one outlet. So it just has a bypass type deal in the back. So this is going to flow considerably better. Functional wise, they're very similar. So this is a twin screw, which is not a root style Supercharger, it's different. So the air comes in the front, both screws, relatively the same location. Bypass valve is up here in the front, so this dictates whether the blower is just going to free spin like at idle, or if it's going to build boost. And if it does, the compressed air is going to come out through here, up under the lid, and get pushed down through these air to water intercoolers, and then down into the cylinder heads. So same thing, compressed air comes up. It's going to have to be in the sealed chamber. There's going to be a large O-ring that goes in here. So it's going to come out and it's going to be forced to go through these air to water intercoolers and then down into the engine. Cast iron screws, and we have billet screws. So obviously a billet machine screw is going to be much tighter tolerances, much stronger, much less likely to deflect under higher RPM. So this is a huge advantage right off the bat. This is where the bearings ride, and this is what holds the two screws assemblies. So this is a separate unit that is all billet CNC machined, and it is inside of a cast housing. Whereas this is a cast, which much less tighter tolerances, and is just kind of integrated in with the cast housing. Not uncommon for these rotors to be spinning 20,000 or higher RPM when an engine's at redline, maybe 65, 6,800 RPM. So they've not only made the rotors much better, they've changed the ratio and the machining, how they've made these. They're able to displace more air than the stock Supercharger. Okay, so right off the get-go, this is a far superior design to displace as much heat as quickly as possible. And you can kind of see why. You know, if you look through all these little solid pieces, coolant runs through here, back and forth, and then the fins in between carry air, and the air grabs and pulls the heat away from it. And as it goes through here, the coolant cools down, and so therefore the air passing through here cools down. So if you've got this, and you've got this water going through this tube and then back, once it gets real deep, you're kind of limited on how much you can do. In other words, if you tripled it, you're not going to displace that much more heat. So when you compress air, the byproduct of that is heat, and that's, you know, counterproductive for horsepower. So what you want to do is you want to try to get the intake air as cool as possible. Just like on a cold day, your car feels faster. The air is more dense with oxygen molecules, so it is faster.
I think it's gonna work.
I think it's gonna work.
There's no way this thing is gonna work.
I think it's gonna fit 100%.
It is beautiful.
I am absolutely 100% certain too that it's not gonna fit.
No, hold on. I'm looking for.
Brenton,
I'm looking
Brenton.
at my power pack. They took it from me, and it had 1% battery. So if it dies, I will call you on something. But
Hey,
Holy f***, there is no way that this worked.
Hold on, just not latch.
It is latched.
Well, it's safety latched.
Holy.
It fits. It fits. You guys get to see it here first.
It
oh
fits.
my God, it fits.
Dude, they did some.
Does it actually close?
Yeah.
It's latched.
No, like
zip
all the
tie.
way latched.
It'll.
We do have that on video where
Oh, it's not gonna latch.
this cowl is very deceiving. Look at the depth
That's
though. It's got some
wild.
fucking. So it's our favorite time at Speed Society. It's time to fire this thing up.